silage season. Could have been doing with getting that down a week or two ago, but the weather just did not allow. Kenny's just arrived to hack it down. There's a little bit of a break in the weather this weekend, which means I need to pull my finger out and finish making the second bale spike. There we go, Kenny's just getting a start there. Quite a lump of grass in there actually. It's soaking. It is soaking wet, so there's a bit of a breeze up today, but it's turned a bit wispy. We've left it a bit long, but should have been at it earlier, but we just weren't. The weather did not allow. So we're at it now.
Check my face, I look a little bit older, I look a little bit colder. With one deep breath,
This is not recoiling.
I move a little bit closer, I move a little bit closer.
It's all fallen to bits. The plastic casing that the screws go into, that's given up, so screws weren't holding in, and it's all just given up. I need to get a new assembly.
I caught my stride, I flew and fly, I know it
Harvey's just shifting bales there. Ran them up from yard 3. We're just running a little bit short of bales here, and there's 70 odd down there, which we'll not use them all. So Kev's out spraying today. So I just want to test it out. One, if it fits in the forklift, for starters. Well, hey, good start. Right, currently does not have any form of backboard for bale number 3 if you're carrying 3. Main difference is the tines are raised up quite a lot. Much bigger, beefier tines there. It's probably about 150% of the diameter on these tines. Bigger, beefier bosses. That is 8mm thick, that steel, so that is going nowhere. The rest of the frame is, I think it's 5mm, so a bit thinner on the bottom end. Pretty confident those tines should never move, which is what I was designing it around, because this spike, which is really designed for straw bales, lighter movements, not silage bales. These tines are all bent and you can't kind of shunt and move things about because you bend them even further, whereas this should be able to be pretty aggressive with this. Joints have a nice gusset on the side of them there, strengthen them up, and then it's a case of, do we build the A-frame on the back there? Likes of this, it's got that frame there for the third bale. It's going to end up quite a tall bit of kit by the time you put a frame worth putting on there. Oh, that's so much nicer. The other spike, you put it in the A-frame, you really have to be careful with the line of that shed, and that's why the tin's not the straightest up there anymore. Anyway, we'll get a day at the silage today with it, and then reassess. Right, Kev's just arrived with a baler. Just take these 3 bales away out the road for when we start stacking in here. There you go, that's my squash bales. That might have been an issue, but they're dandy. Oh, and it's solid. Solid. Quite a big crop actually, probably the biggest crop we've had in here. It's dried out a bit, there's still a bit of moisture down there anyway, it's not the driest of stuff, but it's going into a bale, that's what's happening. Silage bale number 1 for my spike. Oh. Takes a bit in getting those tines in there, to be fair. And getting them out by the looks of things. They should shine up a wee bit.
Just to trust him. Don't you wanna come with me? We used to look at the stars and confess our dreams.
We're doing some amount of swapping about here. I'm now back in the Bale spike tractor, only for 20 more minutes, and then I am off. I'm abandoning ship. We're getting a shift on now. Kenny's here wrapping. He brought his stacker there, so I had to change over the oil pipe fittings. We run different ones. Done that, so we'll start stacking these bales. Harvey just run them back and forward. We started with a trailer, but we're keeping up, no bother. Harvey's keeping up by just running back and forward over here. I think Gate Lady's got some drone shots coming.
But my heart, it don't beat the way it used to. And my eyes, they don't see you no more. And my lips, they don't kiss the way they used to. And my eyes don't recognize you no more. For reasons unknown. Reasons unknown. There was an open chair. We sat down.
Right, that's 160 bales so far, and that'd be about enough left for 40 hours, so we'll be not far off bang on 200, I would imagine. Anyway, I'm needing to shoot off, so Dad, Kev, Harvey and Kenny are gonna keep going. I'm gonna go and take it easy, have a few beers, listen to a bit of music.
The open chair. I said it destined.
Monday, 22nd of June, we are doing some more silage today. Helen's show is complete. I was only there on a Thursday actually. Down south at a wedding over the weekend. It was far too hot down there and it smelled far too much like England. Glad to be home.
Know how many you've got?
Good solid bales. I'll need to get one or two weighed, but they'll be about 600 kilos I would think. Beasts are fairly smashing a bit of creep feed now. In here is barley and a bit of soya. I got Lorna Shaw at SAC to do me a best mix for calves at this kind of stage. Let's just check this feeder. All the coos are trying to get in it. That's the one thing I'm not the biggest fan on the Walter Watson ones, is that lip's pretty short. Port-equipped ones, the lip's right the way down to here. And yeah, okay, you're meant to put a bolt or a pin through there, but coos are doing fantastic. Bulls, not so much. Where is he? Where's Peggy gone? He's up there, he's walking down the hill. He's been brilliant. No messing about, just going and getting cows and calf. Native's been the same, touch wood, he's been great this year. He's in really good nick. Better nick than he has been in the past, so I think that's helped. Euro, he must have taken a nasty tumble, because since we brought him in from his last hiccup, he's really not improved. So much so that I've brought him into the abattoir. He's going down the road, which is frustrating. So he's booked in. He's a 6.5-year-old. He moved in February 2022, so 22, 23, 24, 25, and right now would be his 26th bulling. And he'll have picked up a fair few cows because he was out at the start when the bulk get in calf. So there will be a good 15, maybe 20 in calf him, but yeah. Time to go down the road, unfortunately. Just quite a nasty tumble. So quite a fair bit of grass in here, and then the boundary stretches basically to where they are at the moment. Kev, Harvey and Dunk are making a start to the silage. Dad and I have just got 15 beasts to move here from yard 3 to yard 2 because they're out of grub, and we've got space for them up there. Keep them all in one place, makes it simpler. Three in. 12 to go. Go on it. Go on. 6 left, we'll have to get them today because they've eaten their feeder dry. Still got some straw so we can nibble away at that, but we'll need to get them today. We don't want them to run any longer than that without any feed. We're down a tine, and one of the new ones has got a bit of a bend on it and it's gone a bit loose. I'll need to make another bale spike. The big heavy one is loading the trailers at the other end. It's doing a fantastic job, but that straw one's just not fit for use on the silage. A lot of bales off of here. 6 hectares this field, maybe not quite. I think it'll be a good 170 odd. We got 236 off the last field, which is just over 9 hectares. Quite wispy. Wispy stuff always ends up in the top there. A bit more leafy down the bottom, but it's should have been cut 3 weeks ago, but just the weather hasn't allowed it, so it's not the best of stuff. Dairy guys would say it's poor, but for a suckler man like myself, it'll do the job. Weather just didn't allow it. That's the nature of the game we are in. So I think I'm going to have to make another one of those bale spikes. But that one's solid. Don't know how much it's cost me in the end.
Steps out of the shade, says something like, "You be babe, how about it?"
That's maybe, by the time you add in the end, that's about half the field done, baled. Tell you what, that baler just goes, drive into a field, spit a bale out, nae bother. There's probably another 5 loads to come from this field we're at. Should be just over 200 bales, I would think. All my errors. 6. My last load. Final load. Tell you what, that baler just goes. Small issue. Slip clutch, drive chain there for pickup reel, and no longer attached to slip clutch. 6 bolts have all sheared. They shouldn't shear because the slip clutch should slip. Anyway. Yeah, that's right. Get that bit moving, it's going to get stuck. I've tried to die ground a wee flat because they're not very smooth shears. Then I've punched a centre mark for the drill bit. We'll drill it a little bit and then see if this tap remover will work. There'll probably be I don't think there'll be.
It can't go any
like
further
it's-
than that.
No.
I wouldn't have thought. It might even just be the depth of that.
I'm hoping, and they'll not be they wouldn't be bottomed out, so.
The open chair, I said it, destiny's kind. I've got the rest on my mind, but my heart, it don't beat the way.
One extracted, drilled it, heated it, and then used these wee extractor pieces, which if you get them to bite, they are pretty reasonable. So anyway, one's out.
They're slightly longer than these, but these ones have got a
That with a
tiny-
washer, probably that one with a washer.
Yeah.
I'll just run, by the time we're faff about trying to find it, I'll just nip to B&Q and get some. 6 sheared bolts, all extracted. We're ready to sling it all back together, but don't have any Loctite. Well, we do, but its location is unknown. It's now 6 o'clock, so everywhere bar like to B&Q are shut. So B&Q it is. Hopefully they have some Loctite. B&Q, niche. Tool station, niche. Screwfix, we'll give it a try, but I think if Tool Station don't have it, Screwfix may not have it either. Nah, Screwfix surely have Loctite. Surely. The unfortunate thing is, Cellars, closed. Reeky's, closed. HIS, closed. AP Bearings, closed. Right, we've got some. It's the only option they had, so I was trying to get the details on it in terms of cure time and all that, but we'll just have to give it a bash, see what happens. Breakaway torque, 45 to 55 Newton meters. Cure time for brass, galvanized steel or stainless steel. Neither of those are my materials of choice, but we'll go for stainless steel. Final strength 100%, 72 hours. Well, it's not getting that. Galvanized steel 72 hours. Brass 3 hours. Mental. None of the proper stuff and only one option, so we'll slap it on, tighten it up and fingers crossed. Right. We had a wee breakdown, so we're just fixing it. We'll give him 19.
Yeah.
19 mil spanner for it.
Big umbrella.
19. We're now back up and running. It's 7 o'clock now. Kenny's not far off, caught up fully. So I'll go and spit out a few more bales and that'll do. Where's my forklift? We're just going to keep going until Kenny's caught up and then that'll do. Call it a day. Without the breakdown, we might have got that finished if we'd ran late, but 2 decent days coming up and we've only got another probably 250 bales to do, so we should get it all tomorrow. I'm gonna get in here without anything escaping. Come on, out my way. Flick someone in my eye. Ah. Fuck. Alright, fine, okay. Alright, give me a phone once you're along, see what let me know what it's like, but I'm hoping it's alright, but it's pretty closed in this morning, so. Yeah, I think it'll be fine. Yeah. No, I think it'll be fine. Okay, no bother. Cheers. Just making a start this morning to another field of silage. Ked's just about to head along to the field, so he's going to phone me and let me know if it's all fine, because it's real closed in this morning. Road's dry, so hopefully it's dry along there as well. Just as solid and tempted to say marginally drier, but very marginally. We're going to end up with loads of silage. 574 bales we've made so far from 14, 15 hectares or so. Bit we're in just now, not quite as thick as the rest, but thick enough anyway. And then next door here, again, thinner again. So that'll be 6, 7, 8, 900 bales, which is plenty because we've got 250 odd ammonia treated wheat straw bales to feed to the cows up till kind of January time, and then silage will take us January time through the rest. I feed my heifers on silage as well, so they use a wee bit. And we had 100 bales left over from last year, so 1,000 bales kicking about, which is absolutely plenty. So where are we today? This is not our field. This is Alan Miller's field, a pal of my dad's. He's not needing all the silage. Last couple of years we've taken some silage off of here. We've left a bit. He wants to make a bit of hay there. So that's going to get made to hay. There's another 2 fields we're going to bale up just now. Kev's just nipped over, but we've tidied up the end rig and the wee short rounds. And hopefully the weather holds so we can make hay at the rest of that. Where we're taking it is about 3 miles maybe. Alan has arrived to keep his hay moving. He'll be glad to see the sunshine anyway, because there's no wind at all. So at least there's a bit of heat there in the sunshine, hopefully dry it out. Weather's pretty mixed though. Second last load out of Alan's, so I'm just pressing some barley here. We're going to have a look at it. I'm trying to remember if there's Caravelle or Tardis in here. One of the two. Good big heads there. They filled well actually. Good full peas top to bottom. That's promising. Heads look good, pea fill's good. Maybe it could be a little bit thicker of a crop, but it's not the biggest yielding field this. Can't really complain with what's there right now. A lot of big heads up the top. There's weird ones down there. There's a few kind of, it's almost like secondary growths, but they're far enough on, they're not going to give us grief, I don't think. Yeah, I mean, see these wee little tillers that have come off the bottom? They're useless and they really just take energy away from the rest of them that we value. There's quite a lot of that actually in here. Wee heads, wee short heads. On the whole, not bad. The grain fill's looking well, so hopefully the grain fill's making up for those little shoots down the bottom. Hopefully the shoots down the bottom are not getting enough light. Field next door, it's a better yield there, and it's after peas as well, so it'll be looking better than that, well anyway. Yeah, it's about a bulkier crop. Definitely. Yeah, it's looking well. That's a nice bit of barley that. Some of these wee heads, but they're not as low down. They're just below the main heads down there, so they're not as troublesome. And the crop next door, they're right down kind of this height. Now, saying that, there's a few. Anyway, yeah, it's definitely a little bit thicker of a crop in here. Nice bold grains coming. Barley's looking well, OSR's looking well. Wheat, Dad was roguing it the other day, looking pretty good as well. So, winter crops at the moment, we're happy with. We're only really happy till they're in the shed. And then again, you're only really happy till you actually get paid for them. 20, 30 quid a tonne jump across the board would be really quite nice. That's an uncontrollable. Yield is, hopefully will make up for some of that price problem. And if it doesn't, maybe next year it will. Freddie tells me you can open this door. It's quite a heavy one. Go on. The first bit's the stiffest bit. Oh, I think I need the help to start. Oh! It's going! It's going! There you go. Watch your fingers. There's one thing in this world I hate more than sheep and horses. Old water fittings into old houses. Pre-plastic. Water valve in here, there's a leak on that side of the valve. Valve doesn't work, so can I turn it off right now? Unless I shut everything off, which I could do actually. But it means turn off the whole farm. Get on. Get on. Go on then. Three base away to ABP this morning. Security. Passports handed in, just waiting for the AOK to get them in the back door here.
Just whenever you're ready, thank you.
Cheers.
Lovely, thank you very
Yes,
much.
thank you. Hey Matt. If you're in fairly sharp in here and you beat the big cattle floats, it's usually pretty quick. Hamilton Ross are just at the 718. Those buttons have been giving me grief that I thought I got fixed. We went out with the baler the other day and they just decided, nope, we're not working again. So went and picked up a new bank of buttons, fitted them, and then Hamilton Ross are just out this morning, coding them to the tractor. Better not hit the gas tank. We've got this little field next to my granny's house in the village. There's just a Highland bull and a Highland cow in here right now. Granny phone's saying there's a few knackered posts. So better change them before the bull's in my granny's garden. Job done. To be honest, the fence all up that side. Posts all need pulled out and put back straight. The posts are pretty much all good, but it's just got to lean. So that's a job to do. Do have collars for the Highland Bull and Highlander in here, just need to get them on. So that'll keep them off the fences for good, which will make a difference. This yoke, so it was pull and squint, and we think because the discs on the front were all pointing one way and on the back the other way, it was harder work on the front, so it was pulling it one way. So what we're doing is swapping them around, so the front set both pull into the centre and the back set both throw out from centre. So it shouldn't have any kind of unequal forces pulling it in one direction. So Kev stripped them all off. Basically the fronts go in the back and the backs go in the front. They fold it up, it should hopefully be easier to put them all back on. That's the plan, but it doesn't always go to plan. This is officially fully operational now.